Superman fans, to your speeding bulletin for the week February 15th to February 21st, 2013. A week which saw a rumoured running time for Man of Steel, an interview with Henry Cavill in Total Film magazine, and a definite release date for the Young Justice Legacy video game. Let's jump in and take a look. In movie news, according to imdb.com, the running time for the Man of Steel movie will be 148 minutes. That's 2 hours 28 minutes. For those wondering how this correlates to other Superman movies, the original 1978 theatrical release of Superman the movie ran 143 minutes, while Superman Returns had a running time of 154 minutes. When we reached out for confirmation from Warner Brothers, they would give no comment on the 148-minute running time. The April 2013 edition of Total Film magazine, issue number 204, features an exclusive interview with Henry Cavill about Man of Steel. In the interview on page 94 of the magazine, Cavill talks about getting into shape for the role of Superman, discussions on sequels and spin-offs, and what other movies he'd like to be a part of after Man of Steel. Issue number 204 of Total Film magazine is on sale now. Fox News Latino spoke with Latino Review's El Mayimbe about a major Star Wars scoop, but during their video chat he also dropped some exciting news about Man of Steel. Apparently Warner Brothers executives and their families were treated to a preview screening of Man of Steel recently, and word is that they were blown away by how good it was and are very excited about the film's release in June. The International Toy Fair in Nuremberg, Germany took place between January 30th and February 4th, and a video which shows two of the previously unseen LEGO Man of Steel playsets set to be released in conjunction with the movie was posted on YouTube. Warner Home Video announced that the Superman Unbound Blu-ray combo pack has over 4.5 hours of exciting content, including a sneak peek at Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox, the next DC Universe animated original movie. It will also contain two featurettes, one on Kandor, the other on Brainiac. Superman Unbound will be available from May 7th. Pre-order it now from the Superman homepage online store. Empire Magazine Australia are giving fans a chance to win 2 tickets to an exclusive screening of The Dark Knight Returns Part 2 in Sydney on March 4th. To enter the contest to win a double pass to the exclusive screening, you need to be a registered member of the empireonline.com.au website and answer one simple question on the contest page. In TV news, Superman homepage writer Isaac Frisby has updated our Young Justice animated series episode guide with a summary of the most recent Season 2 episode, Complications. Isaac has also written his review of this episode, giving it a 4 out of 5, saying, "This was a solid episode." Cartoon Network and DC Entertainment released the episode description, 8 images and 2 preview clips for The Hunt, the upcoming new episode of Young Justice. In this episode, a band of misfits is put to the test when Lex Luthor sends them behind enemy lines to rescue the team. The Hunt airs on Saturday, February 23rd at 10:30 AM on Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network and DC Entertainment also released 2 images and a preview clip for the upcoming second episode of The Farm League. The Farm League animated shorts are a hilarious take on the Justice League, where animal versions of classic DC heroes show off their wild sides while facing trouble on the farm. This new episode of Farm League airs on Saturday, February 23rd between 10 and 11 AM on Cartoon Network as part of the DC Nation block. In comic book news, USA Today reports that DC Comics will be publishing a new comic book series by writer Greg Pak and artist Jay Lee, teaming up Superman and Batman at the beginning of their careers. Bruce Wayne is new to putting on a cape and cowl and patrolling the streets of Gotham City, while Superman, when not in civilian mode as budding journalist Clark Kent, is a recently realised hero to the working class, clad in jeans, cape and a spiffy S-logo t-shirt. Batman Superman is expected to debut in June. ComicBookResources.com spoke with Art Baltazar and Franco Aureliani about their run on the kid-friendly Superman Family Adventures comic book series and what they have planned for the 12th and final issue coming out in April. Baltazar explained, "When we found out that issue number 12 was going to be the last issue, I knew that I had 3 issues left to say what we wanted to say. It's everything that we wanted to happen in the Superman history." Superman comic books we reviewed this week included Superboy number 17, which was reviewed by Adam DeChanel, who said, "Finally Con begins to act like a hero," and he gave it a 4 out of 5. Mark Pritchard reviewed Injustice Gods Among Us Chapter 5, giving it a 3 out of 5, saying, "I could say we needed this comic relief." Mark also reviewed Smallville Season 11 Chapter 34, saying, "At least we're moving forward, for now," and he gave it a 3 out of 5 score. Superman comics available this week from February 20th include Injustice Gods Among Us Chapter 6 digital comic has been available since February 19th. Action Comics number 17 is available in a variant cover, a digital combo pack, and a black and white cover. Batman Beyond Unlimited number 13, Justice League number 17 is available in a variant cover, a digital combo pack, and a black and white variant cover. Supergirl number 17, Young Justice number 25 is the final issue of that series. Smallville Season 11 Chapter 35 digital comic is available February 22nd. Superman Beyond number 15 digital comic is available February 23rd. Death of Superman trade paperback new edition. And Teen Titans Omnibus by Jeff Johns hardcover. More than just a functional accessory to keep your pants up, these Superman belts and belt buckles are a great fashion statement. Grab this vintage Superman belt buckle for $19.95. Or how about this silver on blue Superman belt buckle for just $10.31. These and other great Superman belts and buckles are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, game publisher Little Orbit posted an open letter to fans via their Facebook page, alerting us to an exact release date of the Young Justice Legacy video game, their view on the cancellation of the animated TV series, and which platforms the game will be released on. The game will be releasing worldwide on September 10th for the Xbox 360, PS3, Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo Wii U, and Windows PC. You can pre-order it from our online store now. Donnie Nichols from Innovacity Studios has released a video interview conducted with Christopher Reeve in 1994, titled "Writing for Hollywood, The Act of Breaking In." In the 3-minute interview, Christopher Reeve talks about what he thinks is required to be a successful scriptwriter in Hollywood. This is a rare interview that has never been posted online before. On Monday night, we spoke with John Schnepp, the filmmaker planning to make a full-length documentary on the never-made Superman Lives movie. John spoke at length about his plans and answered fan questions about the movie. Check it out at supermanhomepage.com/live. The annual Sydney Royal Easter Show is on again in Sydney, Australia from March 21st to April 3rd at the Sydney Olympic Park. One of the main attractions of the Easter Show each year are the show bags, and in 2013 there will be 1 Superman show bag and 3 Justice League show bags available, which include Superman merchandise and other Justice League characters. Check out eastershow.com.au for further details. Clever Movies has announced another of their fanboy face-offs. This time it's between Superman and Iron Man. Who will win? That's what Clever Movies want you to decide. To vote, visit their YouTube page or tweet your vote using the hashtag CMFF on Twitter. That's all the Superman news there was for the week February 15th to February 21st. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, and welcome to another wonderful edition of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V, and thanks for watching. So, I'm not going to say I told him so, but yeah, I told him so. Does this mean that we're not going to see a Justice League movie before we see some other standalone superhero films? No. Although, we can only hope. The script for Justice League, written by Will Buell, if this has actually happened, who knows what is rumor anymore, and who knows what is true, has apparently been tossed out the window. Several sources claim that the story was horrendous, but that it did feature Darkseid, who we all know is an awesome Superman villain that we all would love to see in live action. And after the success of the Avengers, who can really blame DC and Warner that they want to put together some sort of Justice League film? The issue that I have always had when I first heard that this was announced was that Marvel put in the work. Now, believe me, if you ask anyone, I am all about not doing any work. I'm all about being lazy, and I am all about not putting in my time and having success immediately. The problem is I never have had any success, and the reason for that is because I don't put in any time. I don't do what needs to be done. I don't do the extra things building up to that success. Now, this is a slight exaggeration. There have been times in my life, there have been things I have done. For instance, I am doing the musical Les Mis, and I'm playing Javert. We opened in April, and I have been going to rehearsals. I have been practicing at home. I have been singing the songs. On top of that, I have loved the musical for 25 years and seen it 8 times and seen the movie and watched the show, the movie that's not a musical, and you know, I'm very familiar with the material. And I continue to familiarize myself with the material by going to rehearsals. This would equate to DC actually doing some of what Marvel has done in actually releasing some successful films about the heroes who will then later be in Justice League. And this is something that they have seemingly made clear that they are unwilling to do by supposedly going straight ahead with Justice League. I'm still of the camp that it's possible that all of this was somewhat rumor. Not completely. If they could get something fantastic, if they could spark lightning in a bottle and make Justice League work without any preparation, then who wouldn't? Because as a business, as something that, as a place that wants to make money, as a place that wants to have the success that other companies have had, namely Marvel, with all of their films of late and Avengers, they would love to do that if they could. My contention is that they can't. The reason that Marvel has had the success that they have had is because they have done the legwork. They have gone to rehearsal. They have familiarized themselves with the material. They have done everything that they have needed to do. They have gotten the audience interested and invested in characters who are sometimes considered second and third and fourth tier. I was yelled at before when I said that Iron Man was kind of an unknown superhero. Now, obviously, he's super well known now. He's more popular than Superman. He's more popular than many of the heroes that would appear in Justice League. But before the Iron Man standalone film, and before Avengers, and before all these new animated series that were released because of Avengers, or because of Iron Man, or because of Spider, you know, all of these characters that have become popular over the years because of the Marvel films, and the Marvel films being released continually on a yearly or semi-annually basis. These characters that were not popular, Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, you know, people know Hulk, sure. And people may have seen the image of Iron Man or maybe somewhat familiar with Iron Man, but they were not grade A heroes. They were not Spider-Man level. They were not Superman level as far as recognizability around the world. But Marvel has done what they have needed to do. They have spent almost 10 years preparing before the release of Avengers, or however long it was, 6 years, 8 years, whatever it was. The point is, they released several standalone films. They set up the Avengers. They didn't just say, we're going to rush right into it head first. You know, I remember a famous quote from, no, I don't know if it's famous, but Lois Lane once said, sometimes do things like jumping into the pool without checking the water level first. But Clark, that's the only way I know how to do it. And it sounds like the DC wanted to try and follow Lois's complaint about herself. And she was admitting that that was a mistake, jumping in without checking. And people would argue that, well, it was checked. Look how successful Avengers was. But Marvel didn't do it that way. And just because Marvel had success with it after years and years of tried and true formula of making cinematic superhero successes, Marvel had every right to go straight ahead and make Avengers. But they didn't just do it without doing everything else they needed to do first. And this is what I'm saying. I understand that everybody wants an immediate success. I would love to just walk out on stage, play Javert, and have a successful run of Les Mis without rehearsing. Anybody would. But you need to prepare. You need to do the things that need to be done in order to have a successful film. And part of that is familiarizing the audience with superheroes that are cool, superheroes that people go to see first. And we've already seen that without a good script and without a clear understanding of the characters, you can have a Green Lantern, you can have a Catwoman. Not to say that either or both of those characters will necessarily appear in Justice League. Catwoman is not a traditional member of the Justice League. However, Green Lantern is, and he's also kind of more on the level of what Iron Man was before his successful film. People in the general public now kind of know who he is because there was a film and there was an animated series. Both have been, well, the animated series now canceled and didn't even make really 2 full seasons, or I guess it's at 2 full seasons once it goes off the air. And the film, by most accounts, was horrendous. I saw it, and I didn't think it was horrendous, but it could have certainly been better. My reasoning for, I think the reason I liked it so much was because I expected to hate it. I expected it to be terrible, and as I said, critically, mostly it was considered terrible. It didn't make much money. It was a flop, and we don't know where it's going from here. Will they reboot that franchise? Will they reset everything back up? Will they do all these other heroes before they get to Justice League? I continue to say that they should. And in terms of Wonder Woman, and in terms of a new Justice League script, if in fact Will Beall was writing one, and if in fact his has been scrapped, I say, call me for story. Not necessarily for writing a script, although I could work with someone and come up with something, or I could do enough research to where I could figure it out. I've never actually written a script. I have written some play here and there, short plays, but I have some great ideas for Wonder Woman. I have some great ideas for how people could come together, but I believe that we need to have some standalone films first to re-familiarize people with a new batch of these heroes. Most people who are familiar with Linda Carter's portrayal as Wonder Woman are not all that interested in seeing a team-up superhero film. These were people who were fans of, a campy TV show in the 70s, and as cool as Linda Carter could have been, and may have been in that series, just like Adam West in the Batman series, that's not what we're looking at these days. And most people who are familiar with Christopher Reeve as Superman are a little bit disenchanted so far with what we've seen from Man of Steel, but I think it's going to be great. And I think we need to get some other heroes in line with some of that before we move ahead with Justice League. I've said this before, and a lot of you may say, who are you to say that, or you're wrong because we all want to say, I understand everybody wants to see a Justice League film if it can be great. But I don't believe it can be great until some of the legwork is completed, and until we know that DC finally has some idea, other than Batman, of how to bring a superhero to the screen successfully. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.